Thank you guys all for joining me today for another 30-minute full body Pilates workout where all you need is yourself and a mat or the floor. And also even just share with your friends. You can take a screenshot of myself or yourself, even better, doing the workout. We're gonna start standing on your mat. And bring your feet just maybe about sit-bone distance apart. And we're just gonna take one leg up at a time, reaching underneath that leg, and then open those arms out to a T. So kind of going into our marching. We do marching also when we're laying down on our backs in that Pilates. But think about how your core is working to help lift that leg. So feel that tightening of the belt, like your hip bones hugging towards each other, and that belly button pulls the spine, which is what's helping to bring that leg up and reaching underneath. Good. That way you get that leg a little bit higher. You have to clap underneath it. Good. And deepen that awareness into your breath. So throughout this 30-minute full body workout, our goal is just to find a deeper connection to ourselves on this mat, into our movement, and along with our breath. Okay, so let's layer into this one. We're gonna reach underneath, we're gonna squat down, come back up, other leg, squat down, back up, and reach underneath. Good. And of course, find your balance, find your control. Take your time, moving within your range of motion, because of course, we're just getting those bodies warmed up here. Sitting back into that invisible chair as you squat back. And bringing that leg up, feel that core activate. Bring that leg up to tabletop. Deepening into that breath. Nice squat down as you lower. Good. Good. Let's do 5 more. Good. One more time each side. And then we'll come back down to our squat and little pulses. For 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it down, lift your left heel, and then your right heel. So just alternate right then left. See if you can sink lower into that squat as you do this. And then see if you can lift both heels up and back down. Both heels lift and lower for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 more. And then stand all the way back to upright. Good. So standing about center of your mat, we're going to step out to the side and hold it. Good, so from this position, let's open those arms back to that T. We're going to windmill and come back to center. Windmill lower, and then you can straighten that leg as you come back up. So windmill lower and back up. This is kind of like doing our mat Pilates saw. So both legs straight, and then I bend into my knee, looking back at my upper hand, my back pinky finger, as I rotate. And if you can't quite touch the floor, that's okay. Touch your thigh instead. Going within your range of motion. Let's do 5 more. Looking at that back hand, feel like you're wringing your body out. 2 more. And 1. And then coming back to upright. Step that foot back in, and we're gonna go ahead and do the other side. So stepping over, bend into that leg, find that stability, open those arms up to a T. We're gonna windmill reach down, stand all the way back up. Good, windmill reach down, all the way back up, like we're doing our mat Pilates saw. So twisting, rotating through that torso, and deepening into your breath. Full inhale, full exhale. Good. Think about wringing your body out, wringing your lungs out. So deepen into that breath. Work to look at that back pinky finger as you reach down. Let's do 5 more. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1 more. And then go ahead and step those feet together. So from this position, bring your legs together like one. You're gonna reach your left hand up to the sky. And then you're gonna take your opposite foot, or that same leg, off to the side, that same right leg. And we're gonna crunch it out, in and back out. Good, so think about those obliques working for you here, warming up that side body before we take it down to the mat. Good, and find that length in your body as you reach your hand up to the sky, and that leg reaches away. Just as important as that crunch, also find that length. Good. Exhale as you crunch, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch, inhale, lengthen. Let's do 5 more. Good. 2 more. And 1. And then hold. So you can bring that foot to a hover and just small little circles. Happy little circles. Good. Focus on that breath. And then reverse that circle, moving from the hip socket. Good. And then bringing that leg all the way back in. Whew. Other side. So take that hand up, reach that leg out, and let's crunch it out. Good. Remember, find that length and the movement just as important as that contraction, as that crunch. Find that energy as you reach your limbs away from each other, deepening into your breath. Good. Finding that length, deepen that exhale and inhale, lengthen for 5, 4, good. And 1 more, and then hold so you can keep that foot to a hover, and then small circles with that leg. Small circles, using that core to help you stay stable. Lengthen that leg away from you, feel that energy through the thigh. 3 more, 2, and then reverse, go the opposite direction. You should feel this standing leg working, helping you to stabilize. 2 more, and then go ahead and bring that foot back down. Good, so standing facing towards your mat, now the chin to the chest, round down through the spine, hollow out through the abdomen, bend those knees, and then round your body back up. So chin to the chest, round the spine, bend the knees, stretching through the thighs and that back, and then back up. Let's do that 2 more times, rounding down, soften at the knees, slowly coming back up, and 1 more, rounding down, bending the knees. This time let's walk out, finding a plank, or if you need to, just come onto your hands and your knees. That could be your plank as well. So wherever you are in your body today, lift out the armpits, shoulders out the ears. Feel like you're tightening that belt again, hug the hip bones in, belly button to the spine, and focus on the breath. Good, deeper inhale, deeper exhale, enjoying, savoring this moment. Lengthen the neck, looking towards the space between the hands. Good, deep inhale, deep exhale. Good. Let's hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and then slowly bring those knees down to the mat. Sitting on your butt, nice and tall. Good, we're gonna start with those knees bent, grab the back of your thighs. We're gonna slowly tuck the pelvis, roll yourself back, hold here, halfway down, hollow out through the abdomen, deepen that curve. Maybe take those hands away for a moment, bring them back in, and then roll your body back to upright. So moving from the pelvis, tuck the pelvis, roll yourself back, hold here, pause, open the arms, close the arms, and then coming back up to upright. Good, tuck the pelvis, roll yourself back, looking straight ahead, open the arms, close the arms, and then roll yourself back to upright. Good, taking your time, focus on that mobility of the pelvis and that lumbar spine, helping you to articulate the body down, but also feel that core engage, like you're, again, working that transverse, that deepest layer of musculature in the abdomen. So think about your hip bones hugging in towards each other, and that belly button drawing in towards the spine. Good, helping to deepen that connection of the core, of those deep abdominal muscles. Good. And on this next one, let's go ahead and hold it back for a moment. And again, feel free to hold your thighs. We don't want to cause any stress in the back. So if this is where you are, that's fine. Otherwise, take one hand up, bring it back down, and then other hand up and back down. So you can hold your thigh as one hand reaches up. But see if you can keep your head, kind of your neck, looking just straight ahead, but let your eyes look up to your hand. So just let your eyes look up. Good. Focus on the breath. Deepen your inhale, deepen your exhale. Good. So on this next one, let's go ahead and take your hand reached up, draw the shoulders out the ears, and draw a small circle with that shoulder, well, with your humerus, your arm bone within the shoulder socket, looking up at that hand if you can, and then reverse, go the opposite way. Good, bring that hand back down, other side, reach it up, draw the shoulder out the ear, small circles, looking at the hand, focusing on the breath. Good. And reverse. Good. Bring in that hand back down, rock yourself all the way, or roll all the way back to upright. And then roll all the way down to the mat. Reach your hands overhead if you can. And then hands back to the sky, chin the chest. Find that crease at your chest line. Let's pump those arms at your side. Maybe take those legs to a bent position. Maybe take them to tabletop. Or reach them up to the sky. Or slowly lower and lift the legs. Lower the legs down and lift back up. Let's do 2 more. Lower and lift. And 1 more. Lower and lift. Bring those legs back in, set the feet down. Lower the head back down. Let's move into your articulating bridge. So tuck the pelvis, articulate up into your personal high bridge, coming to your shoulders. And then slowly soften out that sternum, dropping down bone by bone until your tailbone connects. Tuck in the pelvis, feel the thighs reaching across the room. Also feel your heels pulling in toward your butt, helping to activate through the back of the thighs. We should feel our hamstring and our glute, butt and thigh muscles working for us. Good. Mobilizing through that spine, creating that articulation in our spine. And of course, just finding that deeper connection to your breath throughout the movement. So find your deep exhale and your inhale. But let's do 2 more like this. Good. And on this next one, we'll go ahead and hold up. And as you hold up into your personal high bridge, feel those butts engage. Help keep the hips up. Feel your weight pressing onto those shoulders. So press those shoulders down, press your palms down. And we're going to take one leg lifted up, hold here, option to drop to the side, come to center, bring that foot down. Other leg comes up, open the leg out to your side, bring it back to center, set the foot down. So as that leg dips off to the side, I'm really focusing on the inner thigh, on my opposite leg, helping to prevent my pelvis and my body from shifting over. So that inner thigh and the leg on the floor works to help you counteract as this leg drops to the side. Good. Lift it up, holding those hips up. And of course, if you need to, reset, or you can just bring the leg straight up to tabletop. You don't have to drop it off to the side. Just options. Good. Focusing on the breath. Let's do 1 more time to each side. And then bringing that leg back down to the floor, and then slowly articulate your spine back to the mat. Open your hands just a little bit wider. Bring both legs up to tabletop. And then you're gonna drop both legs off to the side. Engage through the obliques, the side ab, to come back to center. Drop both legs to the other side. And then use that oblique to bring the legs back to center. So you can keep your legs glued together, working through those inner thighs as well. But feeling that core control the movement. Also, thinking about anchoring down through your shoulder blades so the upper body stays stable. Let's layer onto this one. Hold off to the side, extend the legs to straight, bring them back in, and then going to the other side. Drop it off to the side, lengthen the legs to straight, bend back in, coming through center and over to the right. Straighten the legs, bend back in, through center, over to the left, and straighten, lengthen those thighs. Good. Deepen that breath, find that control through those obliques. Anchoring those shoulder blades down and focusing on that breath. And let's hold over here for a second. Hold over and just bend and straighten for 5, 4, bend and straighten, 3, good. 2, anchor that opposite shoulder down. 1 more, coming back through center. And other side, drop your legs over, straighten and bend, straighten and bend. Keeping that opposite shoulder reaching, 5 more. Good. 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Bringing those legs back through the middle. You're gonna reach one leg out straight, take the other one up to the sky. If you can, lift up into a crunch. Grab onto your calf or your hamstring. Let's pulse that leg in for 2, feeling that stretch, and then switch. Exhale, exhale, and inhale, switch. Exhale, exhale, Inhale, switch. Use your hands holding that leg to help you deepen that crunch and also to maintain it so our torso is not lifting and lowering. But of course, if needed, keep your head down, honor your bodies. Good. And you can be in your neutral spine or imprinted, so that lower back could be imprinted, pressing straight down, and that's usually a little bit nicer on the back. Good. Deepen that breath. Let's do one more time to each side. And then once you're even, bring both legs back in. Deepen that crunch, lift a little bit higher. Reach those hands up, little pulses for 5, 4, 3, 2, and then lower yourself back down. Let's go ahead and roll to our side, bringing our bodies to upright. Hopefully you guys are feeling absolutely amazing at this point. We're gonna come up onto your knees. And then you're just gonna lean yourself over as you take that opposite leg out. So if this position feels like too much, you could just come down onto your side as well. So feel free to go there. Otherwise, make sure that hand is below your shoulder. Your torso is long with that butt right over your knee. And squeeze into this bottom butt cheek to help pull the hip forward so your butt's not sinking back behind you. So hand on your hip, let's go ahead and take that top leg, lift it up and back down, lift and lower. Lengthen that leg as it lifts. Focus on the breath, lifting out of this bottom armpit, shoulder away from the ear. If you start to feel pressure in the neck, just look to the mat instead. Otherwise, you could look straight ahead. We're going to keep our body in that nice plumb line, so our ankle, knee, hip, rib, shoulder, earlobe lines up, just as if we were standing. Good. And 5 more like this. 4, 3, 2. Hold that leg lifted. Bend it in so it comes in front of you, and then kick it straight back out. Bend it in, and then kick straight back out. You can always take that hand up to the sky as well for an added challenge, or behind the head as well. So find your personal challenge point today, wherever that might be, and yeah, kick that leg out. Feel like you're pressing through your heel. Reach to that heel. Let's do 5 more. Good. And 4, 3, 2. On this next one, hold that leg out, hold it out, and then pulse that leg to the sky for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 more, and then bring that leg down, reach that opposite hand overhead, find that nice side body stretch, press out of the armpit on the floor, find that length in your body. Good. Slowly come through center, and then bring your butt back down to the mat. So we're just gonna lay on your side, keeping those knees bent. And we're gonna lift your ankle up so your knees are touching, so we just internally rotated that thigh. You're gonna kick it up and tap down. Kick back and tap down. So I'm slightly kicking back behind me with that leg, feeling that glute activate. So feel that butt cheek help to lengthen that leg back, stabilizing through the pelvis. If you need to, feel free to lay flat onto your little arm pillow. Otherwise, you can stay lifted here. Good. Deepen that breath. You should feel that booty work in here. Let's do 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1 more. And then bring that leg back down. Take your hands behind your head if they're not already. Rotate your upper body. Bring your back right shoulder onto the mat so you're looking up to the ceiling. Both knees are still bent, so we're kind of twisted through our torso here. And you're going to exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Exhale, lift it up, inhale, lower back down. Good. Deepen that connection of the core. So feel that core being what is helping to move you. And let's do 5 more. And 2. On this next one, hold that lift, hold the lift. See if you can take your hands, reach them forward, and then just little pulses up for 5, 4, 3, 2, and then slowly lower yourself back down. Press yourself up, and we're gonna come back onto your knees. We got another side to do. All right, so come center on your mat, and then like a teapot, you're just gonna lean yourself over, take the other leg out. Good. Remember, this is basically an all fours position, so your shoulders over the wrist, your butt is over the knee, and you wanna lift out of the hip, draw that butt cheek forward, lift out this armpit, and then hand can come to your hip. We're gonna lift that leg up and back down. Lift and lower. This essentially like doing a modified side plank. So it might not be any easier, but you're still side planking. Good. Deepen that breath. Again, find that length in the thigh as you lift it. Smile and breathe. We're having an amazing time. Good. We're working our bodies, we're moving them. And with your leg on the floor, that toe, you can either have your foot kind of flat or you can curl your toes underneath you and press into them. Sometimes that helps me find extra stability by curling my toes. Let's do 5 more. And then hold that leg lifted, hold it up, flex the foot, pull your toe to your knee, bend the knee in, and then hi-ya, kick it out. Bend it in, and then hi-ya, kick it out. So press through that heel, feel that booty activate as you lengthen that leg away from you. Activating through that core, deepening into your breath. Good. Remember, this hand can always reach to the sky or come behind your head as well if you want that added challenge, wherever it might be. And 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and let's hold that leg out, those little final pulses for 5. 4, 3, 2, and 1 more. Bring that leg down, stretch that other arm overhead, press out of this armpit on the floor, deepening into that side body stretch. Focus on that length. Good. 1 more full inhale. As you exhale, slowly lowering yourself to the mat, keeping those knees bent. Remember, you can stay here with your elbow bent or lay flat onto that lovely arm pillow. So knee to knee, lift that ankle up. So remember, we internally rotated from the thigh, from the hip socket. And we're gonna kick it back and then tap down. Kick back and then knee to knee. Hiya. Lengthen that leg back. We're gonna stay stable through our torso, using our abs. Find length in that leg. Pressing back through the heel. Maybe one side feels better than the other, or maybe they're both equally challenging. So just take notice, working through those musculature imbalances. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Hold it out, and those little pulses for 5. 4, 3, 2, and then bring that leg back in. So hands behind your head, rotate through the upper body, keeping the knees facing straight ahead. And then we're gonna exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Focusing on the breath, feeling that oblique helping to lift you. Deepening our breath, exhale, inhale, lower. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Let's do 5 more. 4, 2 more. And then hold this one lifted. See if you can take your hands up if you can, and then pulse yourself up for 5. 4, 3, 2, 1, and then slowly lower back down. Let's just roll all the way over to our bellies. Good. And so once you're on your belly, we're just gonna take your arms and reach them straight out in front of you. Good. And so once you're here, just lift your right hand or your left hand, and then your right hand, left, and then right. Working to keep the shoulder out of the ear, but also connecting to the back of the shoulder and your back muscles to help lift the arm. Torso is just slightly hovered, pubic bone down, abs lifting up, so we're protecting that lumbar spine, that lower back. Let's do 1 more time each side here. And then hold your left hand lifted. You're gonna slightly press into your right hand as you reach that hand back, reaching back toward your toe. Circle the arm back around, coming back down to the mat. Other side, so I press into my left hand as my right hand lifts. I circle that arm back, reaching to my toe, circle back in front of me and lower down. Lifting up, pressing into the hand that stays down on the mat to help me lift into my extension. Finding length in that arm as you reach it back. And also check in on the pelvis. We're going to keep it as stable as possible. So you're not leaning from right hip to left. You have even pressure on both sides of the pelvis. Circling back. Good. And let your eye gaze follow that hand if you can. So watch that hand reaching back, reaching toward your toes, and then come back down. Reach, lift, lengthen, and then slowly back down. Let's do one more time to each side. Coming back to the middle, keeping those hands pressing down. Let's lift both legs and lower. Lift and lower. Good. Engage the butt cheek and the back of the thighs, focusing on the breath. And again, think about your butt and your hamstring helping to lift the legs, along with feeling that core active. So again, think about that transverse. Hug your hip bones in, belly button to the spine. 5 more. 4. 2 more. Hold the legs lifted, bend both legs in, lengthen them back out. Keeping the thighs off the floor. Bend it in, lengthen away. Bend it in, lengthen away. Let's do 5 more like this. 4. 1 more. Lengthen those legs, bring them back to the mat. Bring your hands in underneath you, pressing up to your all fours, so onto your hands and your knees. And let's do a few cat-cows from here. So round like a Halloween cat, looking towards those inner thighs. And then extend, open your chest, open that heart to look forward. Slowly round, looking to your inner thighs. Take your time as you extend, opening up through the chest, lengthen your neck, and then round. Let's do that 2 more times. Focusing on the breath. Mobilizing through our spines. 1 more time, round. And then coming back out into your extension 1 more time. Coming back to the middle. So feel free to stay here for your plank. You can also do a straight arm plank. I'm gonna just drop down to my forearms. And I'm gonna take 1 leg back at a time. 1 leg back at a time. Shoulders at the ears, lift out the armpit, and then dip your hip to the left and then to the right. So dip your pelvis side to side. And again, if you need to, feel free to be in that all fours position. And you're just gonna kind of slightly move your hips side to side in that position. Or you can just stay stable. You can just hold your plank, hold that all fours position wherever you are today. Deepening into that breath. Then lengthen the neck. A little bit longer here. Remember, feel free to hold stable at any moment. Good. 10 more seconds. And 1 more time to each side. And then come onto those knees. We're gonna flip on over. Let's roll onto your back for a moment. Knees are bent, flat back bridge. Lift the butt up, lower it back down. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Deepen that connection to your breath. Feel your thighs reaching across the room. Body should feel heated. 3 more. And 1 more. And then slowly lower that butt back down. So grab onto the back of your thighs. And then you're gonna slowly press into your thighs, helping you to roll back to upright. Let's come back onto those knees, facing towards your mat, hands onto the mat. Good, coming back in that plank. So you can rotate side plank to side plank. You can also be here on your knees, open out to the side, come back through center, and then other side. So whatever side plank variation feels nicer on your body, we're just gonna do a little bit of these, not a ton. We won't be here for an hour. Remember, class is almost over. Let's do 1 more time to each side, lifting out of that bottom armpit. And then find your plank in the middle, pike your butt up to down dog, shoulders at the ears, and then just bend 1 knee at a time, right and left. or bend the knees, walk your hands in, soften those knees, and then take your time as you roll your body up, bone by bone, coming back to upright. Roll those shoulders back. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, bring those hands back down. Inhale, reach, lengthen. Exhale, back down. One more time, inhale. Exhale, back down. Thank you guys so much for joining me for this 30-minute full body mat Pilates workout today. Thank you. Hope you guys feel absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for stopping by, taking time to move your bodies with me. Hope you guys feel invigorated. So drop a comment if you enjoyed class today or if you have any questions. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you guys next time.